Lucky, lucky, lucky me. Oh.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to Wellness Global and the I Am the Brand Business Accelerator interview series, where we've been interviewing folks who are going to be coming into our Business Accelerator from April 1st to June 30th for 90 days to immerse you in all of the wisdom, experiences, strategies, techniques that they've garnered in their successful businesses. So today I have with me Christine Campbell Rapin. Welcome, Christine.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I've been looking forward to chatting with you here and introducing you to our audience. So
Thank
we're
you.
ready to get to know you a little bit more. Will you tell us who is Christine?
Yeah, I have an interesting story. I am a Canadian, first off, but I have lived in a really global nomad's existence. I have been in 5 countries, lived in 5 countries, 30 cities, some of them more than once. And people always assume then, oh, did I come from a military family? The answer is no. Although I did sign the Official Secrets Act when I lived in the UK. And then everyone wants to know if I was a spy. Can't tell you that either. And truthfully, outside of the world of business, I am just an average, typical Canadian girl. Love to be outside, love the patios. I am married with 2 bonus kids who are now grown. And to me, what is so important is that you show up to the potential that lies within. Let's go make it happen.
Beautiful. I love that. And I have one more question for you about your life. Do you love living in Canada after living in 5 countries?
I am proud to live where I am. I had cringed just as much as anybody else who watches the political landscape go, oh, get me out of here. But I honestly don't see that I would live any one place for the rest of my life. And so the constant debate, this has been the longest right now in time, the longest I've ever been in one place. And yet there's a lot of negotiations going on with my husband about he'd like to move back into the city. And I'm not adverse to that, but the question will be when. And so I never see myself rooted. I just see it as geography.
Nice, cool. I have a nomadic dream. I've lived in 5 states in the US, but I haven't lived in other countries. I've visited a few. So that sounds really interesting. And I'm excited for my kids to get a little bit older so I can venture out some more and travel a little bit. Yeah, right now we're just rooted in sports and
You
activity.
can't. And I remember that. My parents, I remember them saying, do you want to camp? Do you want to play sports? Because you can't necessarily have both. Weekends are different. And I always tell people, really candidly, I have curiosity in spades. And that's really what's driven my life, my business, all of it. And I said, curiosity will always be there. So when you're ready and the time is right, and you have the opportunity, just have the courage to say yes, it will come.
Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Curiosity is huge in our businesses because that is what drives us to constantly innovate and grow and get out there and get visible. We were talking about that a little bit before we started recording. And so why don't you take a moment now and explain to everybody, tell them about your business, what you do for a living, and what you offer your clients.
Yes, I'm happy to. So I tell people really importantly, so I'm a business mentor and strategist. I never set out to be a coach. And I think that's so important because it makes my head hurt watching people who decide to go coach without any experience behind them in the world of business. I got invited to mentor. I get invited to help people draft, live, embody, rethink their strategies because I've spent all of my life in the world of business. I do have an education in it. I have 2 degrees in the world of business. And I have worked in 9 unrelated industries myself in my own career. And I've also worked in marketing, sales, operations, influencing people. And the only reason I got kept at the table was if I could make people money. And I was often the only woman at the table. And so for me in my business journey, I always tell people, I set out to be a great entrepreneur. I didn't set out to be a great coach. Because I'm a great entrepreneur, people kept saying, can I buy you a glass of wine or a cup of coffee? Because you seem to see the world really simply in the world of business and you're really successful at it. What's the secret? And I'm like, you're making it more complicated than it needs to be.
I love you saying that. I love hearing you say that. And it's like, it gives people hope. Like, oh, really? Let me, then tell me more. Do tell. What is it that makes it so simple? And so that's what you're going to be kind of bringing into the Business Accelerator, because that's exactly what we need there. People like you. We have so many holistic practitioners who the world needs so much for
Mhm.
their wellness, their mindset, their financial well-being, and so on. But oftentimes they don't have the degrees in business. They don't have the background in a corporate or business type of world or setting. And it's just absolutely overwhelming. There's so many options, which is wonderful, but they don't even know where to begin. So, what are you looking forward to in the Business Accelerator? You're going to be sharing some tips and so on. So, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's important. I'll tell you when I first started my business journey, because it's important. I built my business, my first business, not the one I mentor in now, but the first one that led to being invited as a mentor, 1 hour a day on top of a corporate job that was massive. I traveled half the country and I had 2 kids in sports. And I was getting newly married and building a house and becoming a dog mom. And I had a lot of things other than let's go build a business on my agenda. But I built my first business 1 hour a day. And I know how to help people keep things simple because complexity is a choice and you can put it down anytime. I'm going to invite you to do that every week in this accelerator. What I have committed to doing is coming in at the start of the week to give you a business tip, something to laser focus on to stay out of the overwhelm. That is practical in nature so that you keep focused on the thing, which is if you want to create impact, you have to create revenue. And revenue is not a dirty word. But we're going to keep you focused with a business tip every week to start the week. And we're also going to bring in once a month a tool. These are tools I use in my business. You're going to give me front row to the strategies and to the experiences that help my clients be successful so that you can hopefully not just listen and be entertained, because we hope you're entertaining, but that's not the whole goal here, is to say, I can do that. Or I can see the gap, or maybe I'm making it more complicated than it is. Because truthfully, you can build a business successfully 1 hour a day. What you want out of your business is totally your choice. Once you make it non-negotiable that you say, I'm doing this. And that's the key piece. I want you to view me and the other 38 of us that are going to be here as experts as fuel sources. So you have to light your own fire. We're going to start the week doing that with you. But once you have your own fire lit, you need fuel sources. And that's what we're going to bring together. Tactics, strategies, belief, and hopefully a really great community to support each other, because to make impact, showing up is non-negotiable.
100%. And I'm so excited, truly. Just already, those of us who are in the expert arena, we're getting into the group, we're getting to know each other, we're already collaborating. I see people jumping together and
Yep,
planning.
book my first call today.
So we're doing coffee chats and we are doing the work. We are getting to know each other and being visible, showing up for interviews and so on. And that's a huge part of doing business in today's world, this global world where the world is literally at your fingertips, if you're willing to step out and be seen. And I was complimenting Christine before we jumped on, I was watching some of her videos earlier, and you're just such a natural, and you were explaining to me kind of how that came to be, right?
It's a lot of repetition. And this is the point of business. Like, we all have this really bad habit of comparing because it's useless and it makes us feel awful, but it's a pastime. It's a habit. And the same way I said, you can put it down anytime, but the first iteration is going to suck. But if you're committed to finding fuel sources and repeating it, I said, you can acquire great mastery in any skill. Business is a learnable skill. And I think what's so exciting in this accelerator is you're going to have people to work with, because solopreneurship isn't a solo journey. And I said, I didn't set out to mentor people. I set out to be a great entrepreneur, the same way that you've chosen to join this community, because you say, I want to be a great entrepreneur. I want to live my passion and I want to be well paid. And one of the biggest things I see when my clients working with me, I said, is shifting from the likable expert to the must hire expert. And hopefully tuning in every week, you're going to get that.
I hope everyone's excited. I know they are as they're listening to this. It's so motivating to hear from you and from our other speakers and to really get fired up. I've got some friends texting me every night, like, I cannot wait for this to start. And I can't either. It's really going to be fantastic. In the meantime, until April 1st, where's the best place for folks to find you?
Well, the easy one is just to find me on my name, which if you're watching video, you can see it on the screen here. It's Christine Campbell Rapin, RAPIN.com. That's where you're going to come find me and connect to me in any way that suits you. But that's where you're going to find me.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be here with us today and for being part of the Business Accelerator. We appreciate you being part of this.
Can't wait. Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome. More than welcome. Folks, we will be starting on April 1st. So I really suggest that what you do right now is go ahead to go to the link, which will be in the description of the video, or you can just go to iamthebrand.info and sign up right now. The advertised price for the accelerator is $199. But when you use Christine's last name, Campbell Rapin, just all one word, when you use that, you'll get $88 off. So you'll actually be coming into this 90-day container for $111, and you'll be able to immerse yourself with these 39 experts, including Christine and her weekly tip and monthly tools. You don't want to miss that. So make sure you do that now before you wander off to take a walk or do something and forget. Just do it now. We know how it is. We know how it is. So welcome to the Accelerator, everyone. Welcome, Christine. And do you have any last encouragement or words for folks before we say our goodbyes?
Well, you're going to see this a lot and you're going to hear it a lot from me, but business growth really can be elegantly simple. Let us show you how.
Perfect. Perfect. So we will show you how inside the Accelerator on April 1st. And until then, have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Lucky, lucky, lucky me.